everyone. So I have a video for you today, and it's an autism awareness one. We do these every now and then, where I give you some information about what it's like to be autistic. Today we're talking about something that actually may help you learn to communicate with somebody in your life who is autistic, and that's styming. Now what is styming? It's spelled Stimming, and it's self-stimulatory behavior. It's usually these repetitive or unusual body movement or noises. So it can include hand flapping, for instance, or rocking back and forth while sitting or standing. That's a big one for me. I am always rocking. It can include posturing, so like holding your hands and fingers out at a certain angle or arching the back while sitting. It can include visual stimulation, so looking at something sideways, watching an object spin, or like fluttering. So like I like to play with fidget toys. I'm always making them spin. Um, it can include repetitive behavior like opening or closing doors or flicking light switches. Um, it can include chewing or mouthing objects. I used to chew on like every pencil I've ever had. That was a big one for me. Or listening to the same song or noise over and over. I do that a lot. When I listen to music, I'll replay the same song 10 times. Love it. I'll rewatch the same movie like 10 times in a row. And I tend to repeat myself over and over and over when I'm upset. One styming movement that I do a lot is I pace. And there are like happy stymes, nervous stymes, upset stymes. Pacing for me is a very agitated stime. Um, Chewing nails is a more of a bored stime for me. It's also like an anxious one. I have happy stymes. Like I used to go like this when I was super excited. Um, I still do sometimes. um, and it styming is more common among autistic children, teenagers, and adults, and it can vary a lot. For instance, some people just have mild hand mannerisms, others spend a lot of time styming, and it can depend on the situation. Some people stime more, like I said, when they're anxious or stressed. But styming, it actually helps autistic children and teenagers to manage emotions like anxiety, fear, anger, excitement. It helps them calm down, it focuses your attention, and it makes this calming change in the body. Um, and it helps them manage overwhelming sensory information. So, if you have an autistic child who is oversensitive to sensory information, styming can actually reduce the sensory overload because it focuses their attention on just one thing. That's why fidget toys are so great, because you can stym with them all day long. Um, Styming isn't really a bad thing, as long as it doesn't hurt the person. There are stymes that can be self-injurious, like hand biting. Um, Styming affects your child's attention to the outside world, which can affect your child's ability to learn and communicate with others. By the time I'm rocking, the rest of the world is gone. Um, yeah, if your child like flicks their fingers near their eyes, they might not be playing with toys and developing like play skills. If they're absorbed in watching their hands, instead of having their eyes at like their classroom teacher, they're not doing their schoolwork and engaged in it. If they're pacing around the playground, generally they're missing some social opportunities. Um, Everybody can stime. Like, for some children, suck their thumbs, twirl their hair for comfort. jiggle their legs while they're bored. There are so many different stymes, like fiddling with a pencil. Anyone can stime. We all do it sometimes. It's just autistic people do it more. Um, so how do you help your child with styming? A lot of people who are autistic, we feel that we should be allowed to stym because styming helps us manage emotions and these situations that can be overwhelming for us. But if the styming is hurting us, it might be best for us to stym less. So you might be able to reduce that styming by changing the environment, helping your child with anxiety. Um, Kind of like if styming reduces your child's ability to develop skills, you might need to find other ways to deal with sensitivity, understimulation, anxiety, overstimulation. So yeah, changing the environment, working on anxiety, and you can get occupational therapists that can help you with these environmental adjustments to support your child. But like I said, my mom has kind of learned my style. She knows when I'm rocking. I am very, very agitated. I'm very upset. I'm in tears. Like, don't talk to me at that point. Just leave me alone. Go away and let me rock. If I'm pacing, I'm very agitated. That is probably not the moment that we're gonna have a calm conversation about something. If I'm nail biting, I'm anxious, and my mom will ask me, "Hey, Brittany, what's wrong? Is something bothering you?" Um, and so I figured it was important to talk about. Um, Jumping, spinning, twirling, headbanging can also be styming movements. There's like so many that it's kind of hard to list them all. Styming can also be like repetitive activities involving the senses. It could be like flicking a rubber band. Like, I'm giving you a list of all the styming. So yeah, um people with ADHD also tend to stym a lot, but that is another topic. One of my styms growing up was teeth grinding, lip biting, and chewing gum. I forever had a piece of gum in my mouth, which was probably better than chewing on my pencils, if we're just being honest. Um, but it is very self-soothing when you're styming. Like, it kind of helps me calm down. I could repeat like meaningless stuff when I'm styming, like meaningless words and phrases and things. And my mom, at that point, you can't really communicate with me. That's when styming gets in the way. Because my mom will be trying to help calm me down, but she can't communicate with me because I'm like, I want my mom, I want my mom, I want my mom. Well, my mom's right there, and we're not having any sort of communication to calm me down. Um, so yeah, that's what styming is. And it's definitely something to look for if you suspect your child has autism, ADHD. Keep in mind that it would not be the only diagnostic criteria, because a lot of non-autistic and non-ADHD people stym, and I cannot stress that enough. Other people stym too. It's not just us autistic people. It's just more prevalent in us. Um, so I hope you learned something from this video that might help you. And definitely, if you have somebody who's autistic or has ADHD in your life, look for those stymes that lets you know how they're doing and what they're feeling and whatnot. Because it can be a help in learning to communicate them, knowing what questions to ask, and things. So yeah, let me know what you think of this video. Um, I have other videos to make. I have a Mega Box Pokemon set that I've been meaning to build on here for quite a while. I used to love building with Legos. I think that has something to do with like the movement piece of it. Um, because it's almost like styming for me. It really helps with that anxious feelings and things. Um, and I got a Mega Bloks like Monster High set when I was younger. I still have it. I put it together and then I put it in like a box. But yeah, I have a Pokemon one I've been meaning to build on here that I should at some point get around to. We'll see if I do because I tend to put some things off. Um, but it looks fun. I like Pokemon. I like anime too sometimes. It just depends on what it is. My younger brother is super into anime. I am not as knowledgeable about anime as he is. He does anime reviews over on his channel. If you want, you can check out on my YouTube. There should be like a section for like other suggested channels. My Auntie Angel has a channel. She's hilarious. You should check her out. My brother has a channel. My mom has a channel with videos we've made together that I also post and edit on there. In case you just want to see more of my mom, she's kind of a cool person. I mean, my opinion may be biased, so like, don't take it from me. But she's kind of cool. Um, and yeah, do all those fun YouTube things. Comment, like, and subscribe. Engagement really helps the channel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.